So please welcome Fabienne Cosulich. Hello, Fabienne. How are you?
Hello, Jonathan. I'm here.
Wonderful.
Listening to your beautiful voice. How are you, Jonathan?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the acknowledgement. Fabienne, I'm doing great today. It is awesome to have you on. I'm so grateful that you're going to share with us a little bit about Cosulich Interiors and Antiques, and tell us how. I'm curious to know how was it you got started in the antiques business?
Well, it's complicated. I don't know if it's complicated. Anyway, it's one of those stories when it begins when you say, I will never have anything to do with antiques in my life because my mother used to drag me when I was small. We were living in Paris at that time. She used to drag me au Marché aux Puces, the famous flea market in Paris. And I was very small, and she was relentless in bringing me along in rainy days, cold days. And of course, I was 2-3 years old, and I wanted nothing to do with all those old items around me. But, life has a funny way to play with you. I went on with my life and with design because my father was a designer, Luciano Mattioli. But then I met my wonderful husband who began his career as an antique dealer, and he dragged me into his business, and we implemented it and opened Cosulich Interiors and Antiques in the States.
I see. Tell us a little bit about what is it you all carry? Italian furniture and lighting and accessories?
Yes. Well, here in New York, we have 2 locations, and we are specialized mainly in Italian design. So our inventory before was only mid-century modern Italian furniture, Murano glass lighting, and designer lighting, and decorative accessories. So everything Italian design from the mid-20th century. But we have opened a second location at 200 and Lexington. And here we have introduced contemporary collection that is customizable. So everything is still made in Italy. We are working with artists and with craftsmen, with artisans who carry on with all the traditional methods, and that's why also we are so passionate about this contemporary customizable collection, because it helps us to support the old tradition in Italy.
Isn't that wonderful? And I think you're very clever. Since I've been an interior designer for over 30 years, and yes. I will tell you that it is very, very smart of you to create a showroom with vintage techniques and craftsmanship, but to customize it, reaching the interior designers, because that's exactly what interior designers provide. They provide those products and the service for the products to go into these homes and apartments, which all come in different unique sizes, heights, and shapes.
Exactly.
And that's why people hire an interior designer. They have a beautiful home, a property, an apartment, or many, many homes, but they don't have the right light fixture because they can't find it. And that's what a designer does. They're able to... Yeah, exactly. I hear you coming. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, and in fact, we work a lot in transforming the vision, and not only just the vision, but the need of a functional piece from the designer who has the vision, and we transform that into a reality. And so we work a lot on demand, and we respect a lot the needs and the design of the interior designers, and that's why they like to work with us, because we listen a lot to not only to aesthetic point of view, but also to the functionality and practicality of the piece. And we're able to transform that vision into something real, something beautiful, and something very useful for their interiors.
And tell me, what are some of those delicious materials that you make these products from? Tell us about that.
Well, we offer in furniture, for example, we offer pieces that are a mixture of material. So the structure usually is wood, and we cover them in glass, following really some attractive patterns in different colors. I love colors. That I must tell you. I really love colors. So we design and create furniture that is covered in glass, or also in metal, like for example here in the showroom at the moment we have a beautiful cabinet covered, entirely handcrafted, covered in brass with some agate inset in the cover, so it's like a little jewel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And in matter of lighting, we use a lot of Murano glass, of mouth-blown glass, so that allow us to create some different shapes. And we mix it with metal, of course, and that allow us to have a lot of different finish, like nickel, and we use preferably nickel because the nickel is safer for the environment. So we are a company who is also very environmental conscientious.
And I'm sure the Italian government, they must be very pleased with what you're doing to bring their crafts to the world.
Well, I believe it's more the artisans that are thrilled that we support their skills, and also there are several techniques that little at a time could be extinguished, a little bit like some animals on our planet, and we don't want that. So we try to support these very, very old skills because they are fabulous, and if they are gone, they are gone forever.
And tell me one last thing while we get close and wrap up here. Tell me, how does someone buy the products you have, the beautiful things you have? How do they go about doing that? For our listeners, most of our listeners are homeowners.
Yes, so even the owners can reach us directly in our two showrooms. We have one Upper East and the other one, as I said before, at 200 and Lexington, and we have an e-commerce. So we are quite ahead also with our website, where even if we are...